Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am therapist Persona, and today we are here with a special guest. So if you guys are new, you know that sometimes here with therapist Persona, this is a new segment on the show where we talk to disgruntled gamers within the community. And as a therapist, I am a licensed therapist. I went to the Twitter School of University. And so as a licensed therapist, my job is to make sure that gamers within the gaming community are well equipped with the things that they need in order to succeed within gaming and the gaming community on social media. So my patient today, they would like to remain anonymous. So for the purpose of this segment, we are going to call this person X, right? So we're going to have a quick session here today, and we're just going to talk about a couple of things. And the reason why I'm recording these sessions is because it's for historical purposes, in case someone later on down the line might need the same type of techniques in order to effectively navigate the gaming community. So Person X, I know there are a couple of things that you wanted to get off your chest here today, and as your therapist, I encourage you to get these things off your chest. So Person X, you have the floor. Please speak to the people and let the people know what it is you have to say.
Well, is this thing on? Hello? Yes, well, I am Person X, and I need to get some things off my chest. Therapist Persona, I'd like to thank you for taking some time to see me today. I know you have a very busy schedule, but I thank you for taking time to speak with me, right? So yes, I am Person X, and I would like to, just vent to you, Therapist Persona, because it's a lot of stress.
Well, that's why I'm here. So, let me know what's going on. What's up? I'm all ears.
Well, I don't know how else to say this, Therapist Persona, but I just can't handle it anymore. Xbox continues to lose. And listen, I've come to the realization, Therapist Persona, you have helped me. I've come to the realization that I am an Xbox zealot. I am an Xbox zealot. I wake up every morning, I look in the mirror, and I say, I am an Xbox zealot. But despite me being an Xbox zealot, I don't want to be anymore. Microsoft and Xbox continues to lose, but I will continue to fight, because this is all that I know, Therapist Persona. What else am I to do? What else can I do, Therapist Persona? The acquisition of Activision was supposed to be our W, and I've tried. I've really tried. All I want to see is Microsoft win. All I want to see is Microsoft dominate. That's all I want to see. I am an Xbox zealot. I have accepted this, Therapist Persona, but I don't want to be this way anymore. Help me, Therapist Persona. Help me.
Oh my. Well, Person X, we appreciate you for being honest. I appreciate you as your therapist. I think we've hit a major breakthrough here today. Person X, I want to first by saying, outside of saying thank you, Person X, I want to give you a hug, because this is a milestone that you should be proud of, Person X. You should be proud of this, because you have broken through, and this is your first step in breaking out of the matrix. And as your therapist, I am here with you every step of the way, Person X. The community is with you every step of the way, Person X. We got you. Is there anything else you want to say before I cut this recording, Person X?
Yeah, there's one more thing. I've never played Call of Duty. I know nothing about Call of Duty. The last Call of Duty that I played was back on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. I'm not that very good at COD. I'm not that very good at COD, and I can admit that. When I saw this acquisition of Activision going through for Microsoft, I jumped for joy, because I knew that PlayStation would finally catch an L, because I am an Xbox zealot. Despite me not playing Call of Duty, I am happy for this Activision acquisition. Not because of COD, not because of King, not because of Blizzard. It's because in my Xbox zealot mind, anything that Microsoft touches turns to gold. Anything that hurts PlayStation makes me happy, and I don't want to be like this anymore. Therapist persona, I don't know how to change. I want to be different. I don't want to be like this anymore. Therapist persona, help me. Help me. I need your help. I need your help, therapist persona. I need your help, because I am an Xbox zealot.
I'm a PlayStation fan too. Hey, yo, what's good, YouTube? What's good, PlayStation Nation? It is your boy Persona of Gaming with Persona, and one half of the What's Up PlayStation podcast crew. And I'm coming at you guys with episode 208 of When Persona Speaks. How y'all feeling today, man? How y'all feeling, man? How y'all feeling? Y'all know I appreciate y'all pulling up, rocking out with your boy on this beautiful, beautiful Thursday afternoon. How did y'all like that sketch? Was that sketch good? Did y'all like that? Was that funny? I hope I made y'all laugh. If I made some of y'all laugh, I'm happy. I wasn't looking at the chat. I knew if I looked at the chat, I would break character. So, I hope y'all liked that. I hope y'all did, man. Y'all know I love to make y'all laugh and bring joy. So I hope y'all like that. But yeah, man, it's Thursday. And, I say, we couldn't end the week. We couldn't end the week without doing a When Persona Speaks. I know I said I was going to do a show Monday, but, a lot of other things got in the way, and I was like, you know what, let me just do it later in the week, right? But, I hope y'all feeling good, man. I hope y'all are happy, healthy, and safe. I hope y'all having a great week. Listen, if you're at work, I hope I could get you through your work day. Right? If you're on your way home from work, I hope I could, or school, I hope I could get you through your commute home. If you're already home and you cooking dinner for the family, or you cleaning up the crib, doing homework with the kids, whatever it is you doing. I hope I can get you through your session. Listen, you might be taking a shower. I don't know. Cleanliness is closer to godliness, right? I just appreciate you putting me on. Listen, you might be having the maritals with the significant other. I don't know. I just appreciate you putting me on. Right. So listen, guys, we got a really good show today, guys. We're gonna talk about a couple things. It's quite a few things that I wanna talk about today, especially pertaining to this Activision stuff and Microsoft response to Sony. It's a lot we're gonna talk about COD. It's a lot we're gonna talk about today. We're gonna talk about a lot. We're gonna talk about a couple things. So if you ain't got your dinner, definitely get your dinner. Get your dinner and get your drinks. If you're playing the game, I'm definitely gonna get you through your gaming session. It's gonna be a really good, entertaining show like it always is, guys. But real quick, a couple things. I had put out a poll the other day, or I think it was at the beginning of the week. I put out a poll just asking, what are y'all, what brings y'all back to my channel every week? I asked that question because I was playing Call of Duty on last Sunday, and it was just I forgot what type of conversation we were having, but I don't know, the question came up, so I asked the question. It entered my mind, so I asked the question, and then I said in my stream I would ask my whole community, because I'm curious, right? Like, all right, I would love to see what brings people to my channel, and to my community, man. So shout out to all of y'all that responded, you feel me? A lot of y'all definitely responded and gave some really good. I'm gonna share it. I'm gonna show y'all. Shout out to everybody that responded. A lot of y'all responded and gave a lot of love. I read all of them, and I liked and hearted all of them, man. Really, really great. And like I say to you guys all the time, with what I do on YouTube and what I'm trying to do, at least, and the things that I do within the community, it's meant to bring joy. It's meant to bring laughter, bring joy, brighten up your day. That's my goal. Talk about gaming, talk about gaming news, talk about the controversial stuff, talk about the stuff going on in the community from time to time. It's all meant to be spoken about in a very comical way, in a very laid back approach, right? And that's always been my goal. That's always going to be my goal. That's always how I'm going to be as a person. Just because I like to laugh, I like to make people laugh, and I love talking about gaming. Gaming is a big passion of mine. I love gaming. I love playing games. I love talking about games. I love it all, right? But I do appreciate, and I say this, and I mean it sincerely. I really do appreciate everybody that comes to my channel every week, likes the podcast, watches the videos that I'm putting out, and just rocks out with me, man. I appreciate y'all. For those that follow me on Twitter and all that stuff, I appreciate y'all, man. I really do. So thank you. For the ones that are members and subscribers, appreciate you. Shout out to the lurkers, people that just come through and listen, and even shout out to the haters. I know it's a lot of haters that listen as well. Like,
I want to know what Persona's talking about. What is that Persona guy saying today, so I can get angry?
So shout out to y'all as well, right? I really do appreciate y'all so much. And also another announcement, man. I am back on Twitter. I came back yesterday. I was gonna wait till Friday. Hold on one second, guys. Hold on. Sorry about that. I did come back to Twitter, so I was gonna wait till Friday, and I was like, screw it. I'm already back. So for those who don't know, I did, like 2 weeks ago now, or close to 2 weeks ago, I said I was gonna take a break from Twitter, and just because there was a lot of like drama and all this stuff on Twitter that I'm just like, yo, man, like I like sometimes you gotta step away, step back, like, you know, it's like, yo, as much as people say, oh, you know, I'm here for gaming, or I love gaming and all this other stuff, you know, the actions never prove that. You know, the actions don't ever necessarily show or prove that that's really what you're here for or what you're about. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know, actions speak louder than words. You know, you can look down my timeline, you see nothing but gaming. And then, you know, you see the little controversial stuff here and there that I talk about, but it's all about gaming. Same thing with my YouTube channel, you know, streaming games, playing games and stuff like that. But don't get it twisted, you know, the drama stuff, to a degree, you know, you curiosity, right? I think as us as people, we all tend to be a bit curious, right? But sometimes it becomes too much, right? Or it's just like, yo, man, like this shit is it's just not what I want to keep seeing or hearing, right? So, you know, I took a break. I was like, man, this shit is annoying. This shit is lame as fuck. So, you know, I took a break about almost like 2 weeks ago. And I said I was going to take a break till like the end of September. I was like, you know, that's I was like, I don't think I need to be away that long. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna come back, you know, just you know, do what I do. But you know, while I was away from Twitter, you know, 'cause I was still putting out content on YouTube, but while I was away on Twitter, from Twitter, I should say, I was just, you know, thinking about different things and really assessing my trajectory and really assessing the things that I really want to do and grow. And, you know, one of the things that I'm definitely want to do is, you know, obviously outside of growing, you know, What's Up PlayStation podcast, that's me and Bari's thing, right? And we definitely want to grow that and continue growing that and making that a much bigger platform and podcast, which, you know, we got a lot of things in the works that we're going to be doing in terms of guests, in terms of like, you know, quality and all these different things that's going to be coming. But I think on my personal channel, you know, one of the things, and I think I said this a while back to you guys, but one of the things that I wanted to do as well was, you know, do more impressions, do more reviews, do more of that and incorporate more of that because, you know, I'm here for gaming. I love gaming. You know, those are the things that I love to do and talk about, and, you know, make some changes. You know, change is definitely going to have to come, especially for my personal channel as well, and the type of things that I'm going to be doing and cleaning up certain things and making things more consistent and more efficient and whatnot. That's just what that's what I want to do. Obviously, I'm gonna still do the podcast and talk about, you know, the gaming related stuff, like what we're gonna do today, right? But, you know, more impressions, more streams, more trailer reactions. I want to start doing more of that. Like, it's a lot of other things that I want to start doing as well on the channel, just to incorporate more of that stuff as well, because I do want to grow this channel as well. You know, I want to get to 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 10,000, 25,000. You know, I do want to grow on this channel as well. And, you know, looking at other channels, and not even just gaming channels, because there's a lot of YouTubers that I watch that have like a lot of subs. You know, I watch a lot of like IT stuff, investment stuff, motivational stuff, fitness. You know, I watch a lot of fitness YouTube stuff as well. And I look at their channels and I'm just like, yo, man, like their channels are just very efficient, very clean. You know, quality is good. And when I say clean, I mean the aesthetic, the look of the channel and the thumbnails, and just like the quality of the shows or the content that they're putting out. And, you know, I'm just like, yo, that's the stuff that I want. Not just, you know, for this channel, for WUPS, for both, you know, for both channels, right? That's the stuff that I want. And, you know, in order to do that, you got to leave certain things behind. So like a lot of that, you know, so I'm taking a step back a little bit, not wholeheartedly, like 100%, but like 50-60%, I'm taking a step back from like a lot of that crazy stuff that like be happening on Twitter and all that. Like I don't want my name attached, and my name really isn't attached to none of that stuff already, but I don't want none of that. I don't want none of that shit attached. I don't want my name attached to none of that shit. And I want to be able to like collab with other like-minded gamers that's really about gaming, that's really about, you know, growth and things like that. That's the stuff that, you know, that's the stuff that I wanna, that's the stuff that I wanna do, you know. And I think being able to do that stuff with other gamers, you can't be associated or attached to specific things or specific specific stuff. And so I'm like, yo man, I have to pull back a little bit on that foolishness. And again, I'm not necessarily directly around that stuff, but at least not as much. But in order to be able to collab and do all these other dope things that I want to do, gotta clean it up a little bit, man. You know, you gotta clean up the channel, gotta clean up the content, gotta clean up the quality, you know, gotta clean it all up. And you know, that's what I want to do, you know. And there's another channel that I want to create. I don't like putting my ideas out there because people want to steal your shit, right? But there's another channel that I'm kind of brewing up in my mind that I'm thinking of starting as well. That's not necessarily, it's not gaming related, but it's more so centered around I'll say this, it's more centered around real life stuff, closer to real life stuff. That's all I'll say. I don't want to put too much out there because people love to steal your ideas. Right? But gradually, you know, throughout the rest of this year, and even into next year, you're gonna start to see the content get cleaned up a little bit more. I am planning on getting on camera at some point too, probably closer to the end of the year or probably beginning of next year. I want to have my setup look right before I get on camera, and then y'all can look at my UGG mug and like, oh, Persona, you know, y'all can look at my UGG mug and all that stuff. But I do want to start like getting on camera a little bit more, and all that stuff. You know, that's y'all get to look at my UGG mug, all right? Nah, I'm a decent looking guy. I'm like a 20 out of 10. Yeah. I'm a 20 out of 10. But yo, man, listen, you know, let's get into the show. I don't want to bore you guys with that stuff, but you know, the break from Twitter was definitely much needed, and I definitely think that, you know, y'all should definitely, if you haven't taken breaks yet, definitely take breaks from Twitter. It was much needed. It was great. It was hard the first like day or two because like I signed out of Twitter. I thought I'd be able to just not click the app, but I had to like sign out of Twitter completely and just like stay away the first like 2 or 3 days. The first 2 days. You know, it was one of those things. But you know, by like day 3, I was just like, yo, it's fine. Like I'm doing other shit because, you know, I got goals and aspirations in real life that I'm doing anyway. So it was real easy for me to kind of shift my mindset from this to doing, you know, from Twitter to you know, other things, because that's what I was doing anyway. You get what I'm saying? Like I studying for my certs and doing all this other stuff anyway. So yeah, it was one of those things. So it was fairly easy. So I definitely suggest y'all definitely take breaks. Definitely take breaks, guys. Take breaks from Twitter or from social media in general if you need to. Yeah, definitely take breaks and step away, right? But let me not bore y'all, man. Enough of that stuff, man. Listen, the growth is coming, guys. A lot of great things are coming to the channel, and a lot of great things are also coming to What's Up PlayStation podcast as well. So definitely keep it locked with us, guys, man. Keep it locked with me here. And like I said, I do appreciate all of you that rock out with me here on this channel. I appreciate y'all. Real talk. But okay, where are my manners? Let me shout out the people in the chats, right? Yo, Tarana Duffy in the building. What's good, Tarana? Hola, Moko. Hola, what's good, bro? Carl Anchor in the building. Carl, what's good? Produce 201. What's good, bro? Mike 0508. What's good? Jamar, what's good, bro? Mary Wilcox in the building. Mary, how you feeling today? When's your birthday? Wait, your birthday is no, it's don't tell me, Mary. Your birthday is the 22nd of August, so it's in like a week and a half. Am I right, Mary? Yo, let me know if I'm. I think I'm right. Shout out to Mary. Yo, Bird in the building. Bird, what's good, bro? Jeff B Gaming in the building. Jeff, what's good, bro? Ice Queen in the building said, what's good, Ice Queen? She said, I can't wait to see Persona on cam. Oh, I mean, and Mary said same. Oh shit. Soon, ladies. Soon. Shout out to the ladies. Yo, Bird, appreciate you, bro. He said, handle your mentals, Persona. We understand. Yeah, man, stepping away from Twitter is always good. It gives you a chance to recharge and things like that. And y'all know I love posting. You know what's funny? The hardest thing about not being on Twitter, I mean this too, right? The hardest thing about not being on Twitter that I really missed was not being able to post gameplay. That really and truly, that is the main thing that I missed about not being on Twitter, was not being able to post up the crazy clips from COD or the crazy clips from Sword and Fairy, being able to post all that. That's really and truly, that's the stuff that I missed, was posting my gaming clips on Twitter so that the community can see what to see and like and all that. That's the shit that I really missed, man. I missed. That's what I really missed. I mean that too. Yo, Sam Ash in the building. Sam, what's good, bro? Viper in the building. Viper, what's good, bro? Appreciate you. John the Don in the building. John, what's good, bro? The Forgetful Gamer in the building. Forgetful, what's good, bro? Always Man Gaming, what's going on with you? No Cap Podcast in the building. Sick Humor TV, yo! Shout out to my boy Sick, man. Sick, I appreciate you, bro. Make sure y'all subscribe to No Cap Podcast, man. My boy Sick, man. Show some support to him, man. Shout out to Sick. Stone in the building. Catwoman, meow. What's good, Catwoman? How you feeling today? Appreciate you. Shout out to Catwoman, man. Viper in the building. Are you talking about those dumbass spaces? Yo, man, listen, Viper, real talk, man. Even spaces, man, I'm pulling back from that like 80%. Like if Bari's not hosting a space, or like Chris Righteous, because I go into his spaces as well. Like he be talking some good stuff. I ain't gonna say I'm not gonna jump in a drama space every now and then. Like, listen, that'd be cap. I would be lying if I was saying that, but. A lot of that shit, man. I've already pulled back from a lot of that already, but I'm definitely pulling back from a lot of that stuff, man. I'm good. I'm just gonna go back to my usual routine of listening to like my music podcast, my investment podcast, and all that shit. What I would be doing is listening to all these spaces and shit. I'm like, nah, not anyways. Because you know why? It's too much disingenuous stuff and fake gamer. It's too much of that bullshit going on in them spaces, man. Too much pandering. I'm good. I don't need that. DC Gaming in the building. He say, true, you gotta have a brand and identity. Yeah, man, that's the plan, man. I am going to be working on doing that as I build myself up. Yeah, DC, that's what you gotta do, man. Yo, Mike 0508, what's good, bro? Braxton Bow, what's good? Appreciate you. Eastern Conference, what's going on with you? Kyle Ward in the building. Kyle, what's good, bro? Vel R in the building. Appreciate you, Vel. Strictly Gaming in the building. Yo, they go my boy Strick. Yo, Strick, what's good, bro? I appreciate you, man. Shout out to Strictly as well, man. He started a gaming community on Twitter. Let me show y'all real quick, man. Shout out to Strick. Strick started a gaming community called Gaming is the Priority. I don't want to deal with that bullshit. He's got 286 members, man. It's a cool community, and it's strictly dedicated, no pun intended, but it's strictly dedicated to like gaming clips and talk about gaming conversations and stuff like that. None of the craziness, which I think is cool. It's a lot of cool like gaming clips and people sharing their gaming setups and new game things they purchase in and gaming news and all that. It's a lot of gaming stuff, man. So if you want a cool Twitter community to join, so whenever you jump on Twitter, you got something a little bit more focused in on gaming, definitely hit up my boy Strick and definitely join his community, man. It's only gaming related, man. Don't come up in there with that foolishness. That's what Strick say. Look at them rules, man. It's strictly gaming. So, you know, no pun intended. It's strictly gaming. So, you know, don't come in there with that foolishness. Yo, John Donuts, what's good, bro? Appreciate you. Jesus Morales. Jesus, what's good, bro? He says, I've been taking a break from all this drama shit, but here it's all good. You real, bro. No doubt, man. Appreciate you. It's me, baby 80. What's good? Vel R in the building. Vel, what's good, bro? Who else? Planetary Federation of Unions, what's going on with you? I can't see all the chats for some reason. Star Guardian 88 was good. Some of the chats disappeared, so I can't see all of them. Eric R68 was good, man. Appreciate you. Mr. Go Try Hard Guy to Chia, what's good, bro? Jay Barry in the building. Shout out to my bro Barry, man. The other half of Wups is in the building. Yo, G Junior, what's good, man? Mark White, what's going on with you, bro? Samuel Porter Bridges, what's good? Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. I appreciate y'all. Blackbeard, what's good? What's good? The Iron Panther, what's good? I appreciate y'all, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. I appreciate y'all. Round of applause for everybody in the chat. All right, we got the shout outs out the way. Let me get the super chats real quick. Yo, shout out to Kyle. Appreciate you for the super chat. He says, won't be here long. My night shift starts in 30 minutes. No doubt, Kyle. I appreciate you, being here for however long you can. And, I appreciate the support, man. So shout out to you, Kyle. Thanks. And then, yo, Viper Reaps Corner in the building. Shout out to Viper, man. He is our unofficial. He's our unofficial Wups employee. Or I don't know what to call it. He does us timestamps, man. And Viper knows we appreciate him so much. He's such a great person, man. And we appreciate you, Viper, 100%. And appreciate you for also being 17 months as a member on the channel. Day one, right? Viper says, another day, another dollar. Sketches on point. Appreciate you, Viper. Shout out to you. And then Black Mustang 357. Shout out to you, Black Mustang, man. 17 months as a member on the channel. He been a member on the channel since day one. Shout out to you. He said he put the platinums. We shooting them platinums, baby. We shooting them platinums. You feel me? All right. Oh, and shout out to King Kiso rejoining the Warriors. You understand? I might change the membership name to something be more in line with Persona. I'll see. But shout out for him joining the Warriors. Warriors is one of my favorite games of all time. I love Warriors. Okay, let's talk, guys. Let's talk. Can we talk? Can we talk, guys? Let's talk. Steady flow. What's good? All right. So lo and behold, the first day I come back to Twitter, which was yesterday, and I'm seeing all this crazy news about about Microsoft responding to PlayStation, and people talking about this is what PlayStation gets for doing timed exclusivity. That's much worse. People, I actually saw people saying timed exclusivity is worse than the entire acquisition of a publisher, of a gaming publisher. I'm not lying, guys. Yo, Raven, what's up? I saw that. What? Yo, where's the FTC when you need them? Hello, FTC? Hello, FTC? Where is the FTC when you need them? Because my God, are you kidding me? Yo, listen, guys, there is a lot of revisionist history happening since I came back to Twitter. I've been seeing so much revisionist history to what's really been going on within this industry. Not even back during PS1, let's just stick within the PS3 and 360 generations. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we have to stop this foolishness. This foolishness has to stop. We need to put a stop to this shit at the source. Yo, King, what's good, bro? We need to put a stop to this at the source, because this is unacceptable. there is a lot of revisionist history, and there is a lot of people trying to flip the script when it comes to how business has been conducted in the past. Like, you have a lot of people trying to paint this narrative of, oh well, Microsoft buying Bethesda and Activision is a good thing for gaming because PlayStation was doing timed exclusive deals for certain games to only be on that platform for a specific amount of time. And I'm sitting here and I'm saying, well, shit, when it and this is why it's important to understand when somebody starts gaming, but not even just that. I don't think asking that question of when did you get into gaming, I don't even think that's a valid question to ask anymore. And here's why. Yo, Salty, what's good? Here's why I don't think that's a valid question. There's a caveat. I don't think that's a valid question to ask only when it comes to speaking on gaming. When it comes to speaking about the business of gaming or speaking about the history of gaming, when somebody started gaming, that's not enough. Because you can have somebody that started gaming back in the 80s that's not necessarily paying attention to how business was being conducted during the during the PS3 360 gen, the PS4, Xbox One gen, and even the PS5 and Xbox Series S and X generations, that they aren't necessarily following the business of gaming or even following the business of gaming, following the trends and things that have been happening in gaming. Because if these people were, and listen, it's not everyone, because there are definitely a lot of people who do know the news, but are banking on your ignorance or banking on you putting a lot of faith in what they say at face value. Because what are some of the things that we have talked about in the past, ladies and gentlemen? There are a lot of people who will say things, especially if they have large followings or if they got a steady amount of people who tend to support them. They will say very outlandish and untrue things or speak in half truths, and in doing so they're banking on your ignorance of you not going and doing your own research, or even better, even if you do know, you not speaking up and challenging their opinion or thought process when it comes to a specific thing within gaming. That happens entirely too often within this community. And what tends to happen when you challenge their thought process or challenge their opinions or stance when it comes to something gamer related, they hit you with the same thing that they hit you.
It's my opinion. It's my opinion. It's my opinion.
What is the universal scapegoat that people love to use, ladies and gentlemen, especially if we're going down a debate territory?
It's my opinion.
That's what they love to use. And so because they are trying to use that phrase or that sentence, a lot of people think that absolves them from being accurate and telling the truth, right? Not even for themselves. You owe it to your listeners and you owe it to your viewership to be 100% honest, right? I don't care if PlayStation is fucking up, like like something crazy. They did something OD crazy. Me as a content creator, or me as someone that has a fairly, small, it's not super huge, but has a decent following, I am going to be honest and give you all of the data, and I'll always give my opinions on it after the fact. But y'all know how we do things here on Gaming with Persona YouTube channel. We give all of the facts, and then we can talk about our opinions after the fact. But it's important to know all of the data in order to make an educated guess or come up with your own educated opinion about the situation. Because if you only are speaking or knowledgeable of someone that's only speaking in a one-sided manner or in a very biased and subjective manner, what happens is you tend to get a lot of half-truths or that my truth bullshit. You get a lot of people who then would listen to what some of these people are saying and run out into social media and run out into the world and parrot those same type of talking points. And then when you come back to them with the other side of the story, or other more factual or more accurate information outside of what they're saying, yo, Aaron, what's good, bro? They think you are lying. This is how misinformation spreads, ladies and gentlemen. It spreads because everyone is only telling you their version of the truth, or they're telling you their version of what's being interpreted in these gaming articles, or in yo, that's Mises, what's up? In these gaming articles, or in these news that comes out that pertains to gaming, that pertains to the business of gaming, right? Perfect example is this Activision acquisition deal, right? This has stirred up so much controversy, so much conversation, so much what if scenario, so much hypothesis and business analysts doing this. It's been so much of this since the start of this, since this acquisition was announced at the beginning of this year, that even to this day, the conversation has shifted so many times that I think a lot of people are now lost in this sauce when it comes to what the truth actually is, what the facts actually are. A lot of people are approaching this Activision acquisition situation from not a place of objectivity or open-mindedness. It's coming from a place of, and listen, this may sound a bit, this may be a bit harsh, or somebody's gonna get angry at what I'm about to say. A lot of people approaching this situation very emotionally. And I'm not just talking Xbox zealots, right? Although they are the majority when it comes to this conversation. I would even say some PlayStation dudes as well. Because you got a lot of PlayStation dudes that are trying to denounce Call of Duty from being the success that it is.
Oh, well, Call of Duty has been on the decline for the past 3 years. Oh, well, what PlayStation puts out is going to be much better than COD. And, well, something's going to dethrone COD eventually. It's not that big a deal, And I'm like, yo, PlayStation Nation, y'all know I love you. I love y'all. But we need to cut the cap. Cut the cap. Cut the cap. Cut the cap. Stop this. Stop this. PlayStation Nation, we need to be honest, not just with ourselves, but with the situation. Now, like I said, the majority when it comes to the situation are Xbox zealots, because you have a lot of Xbox zealots that are twisting what's happening here to look like a payback against Sony for what Sony has done throughout the PlayStation 4 generation with timed exclusive deals. But what they fail to tell you, or what they fail to be upfront with you about when it comes to those timed exclusive deal situations, and people love to bring up Final Fantasy 7 and Final Fantasy 16 as the examples of games that are timed exclusive that PlayStation, that PlayStation quote unquote took from Xbox, right? And one of the things that that really is funny to me is when we look through history, only 2 out of 16 Final Fantasy games have gone to Xbox, which is 13 and 15. Final Fantasy is synonymous with PlayStation. But I'm getting ahead of the conversation. Let me backtrack. I'm getting ahead. Let me set everything up, and then we're gonna dissect. Y'all know how I do things. Let me set everything up. The conversations that I'm seeing being had, albeit in spaces, albeit on the timeline, with regard to Activision, this acquisition with Microsoft and PlayStation. From the Xbox zealot side of things, what I have gathered and interpreted is that
a lot of people feel that this is payback against PlayStation for doing timed exclusivity deals, for keeping games off of Xbox for a set amount of time, for locking down games to set their console apart. And this is a conversation that we have had time and time again. And time again, I have brought up the same question. Y'all ready for the question? I have asked whenever an Xbox guy brings up that type of, and really, I think that's a straw man. Like, PlayStation doing timed exclusivity deals has nothing to do with an entire acquisition of a publisher. Not one publisher, but two publishers, right? It's a straw, like, yo, ladies and gentlemen, do not allow yourself to be tripped up by the straw man argument, because the two do not equate. It is a non sequitur. It does not, the point of talking about timed exclusivity deals with PlayStation is a moot point. You know why? You want to know why? Because Xbox or Microsoft has the same leeway to do the same thing with regard to games that were releasing last generation and even this generation. Now, it might not have been Final Fantasy 16, but it could have been Hogwarts Legacy. It could have been Gotham Knights. It could have been Tales of Arise. It could have been Scarlet Nexus. It could have been Outriders. It could have been a plethora of games. And I'm not even talking last generation. I'm just talking this gen. There could have been a plethora of games that Xbox has locked down and done timed exclusivity deals with. The thing that a lot of these Xbox fanboys will not tell you, or will not answer, not tell you, answer, let me rephrase that. The thing that a lot of these Xbox zealots will not answer, here's the question that you ask them. Instead of being mad at PlayStation or looking at this as a payback moment for PlayStation in regards to Microsoft acquiring Activision or Bethesda or ZeniMax, why not look at the situation and ask, why did Microsoft not do their own third-party timed exclusive deals as well to bring more appeal to the console and pull more people in? The last true, quote-unquote true timed exclusivity deal that was over 6 months or more, the last one that that Microsoft did was Tomb Raider, way back close to the beginning of last generation. Here's the caveat to that. And this is why I say a lot of people have revisionist history. During the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 generation, Microsoft was doing a plethora of timed exclusivity deals. Mass Effect, I think BioShock as well, Lost Odyssey, which those games still haven't come to PlayStation at all. The map packs coming 30 days early on Call of Duty, all of the PlayStation 3 and 360 generation. Xbox, that's how Xbox became the shooter box, because it had one of the greatest games one of the greatest games, which is Halo. It had Gears, and it had Call of Duty map pack exclusivity deals, and it had the marketing and everything. PlayStation was not doing those type of deals, or as many of those deals, like Microsoft was doing during the PS3 and 360 generation. That's why perception wise, people think Xbox was doing better than it really was. When you look at the actual numbers compared to the red ring of death issues that were happening and people going to get new Xboxes and all this other stuff, and Microsoft counting those numbers, that 85 plus million number that you see during the PS3 and Xbox 360 gen for the Microsoft side, a lot of those are red ring of death numbers as well. But even without that, PlayStation still came out on top. Even if it's slightly, they still came out on top. But when you look at that generation, PlayStation was not competing at that level of what Microsoft was doing when it came to the timed exclusivity deals that Microsoft was making. PlayStation was still putting out amazing and great games, right? They put out some awesome games during the PS3 gen, awesome games. But when it came to those timed exclusivity deal, PlayStation was not competing in that department. So what happens? Fast forward to the PlayStation 4 generation. Xbox had Dead or Alive 3 and 4. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, there was a lot of games that were timed exclusive or just outright exclusive because Microsoft paid for it on the PlayStation 3 generation, PlayStation 3 and 360 generation. When you fast forward to the PlayStation 4 generation, PlayStation said, okay, this is the type of game we're playing. We need to be able to bring, especially after the hack. When the hack happened in 2011, when PlayStation Network got hacked, when the hack happened, that hurt PlayStation. And the way PlayStation pivoted to the in the PlayStation 4 generation, it deserves to go down in the history book. To come back that strong during the PS4 generation, that goes down in the history book. But when you look at the PlayStation 4 generation, something changed. PlayStation said, okay, we need to establish ourselves as the go-to console. Yo, Philip K, what's good, bro? How do we, Team Ambush, what's up? How do we establish ourselves as the go-to console? We need to lock down certain games that would become synonymous with our brand. We need to leverage the long-standing partnerships that we have within the industry, going way back to Squaresoft, Capcom, Konami, and all of these other legendary publishers and developers within the business. We need to leverage these relationships and leverage these games in our platform to make PlayStation synonymous, not just with one game, but synonymous with gaming in general. And that's what you saw throughout the PlayStation 4 generation. PlayStation fixed up their online infrastructure. PlayStation beefed up PlayStation Plus. PlayStation leveraged their relationships with Konami, Capcom, and Square Enix. PlayStation also locked down the deal with Call of Duty to make it synonymous with PlayStation, and PlayStation rebranded itself during the PlayStation 4 generation to be that console that is synonymous with PlayStation. They made smart strategic acquisitions of certain development teams like Insomniac and Bluepoint and all these other games. New gamers, they pulled, yes, Barry, they pulled in new gamers. They built up the social media sharing features, right? That was monumental and legendary, to be able to share your experiences with Twitter and in the early days with Facebook as well, but with Twitter, with YouTube, being able to stream from your console and do all these other things. PlayStation became a user-friendly console, not just to the diehard PlayStation fans, but also to the casual market or people who are not necessarily as privy to how gaming works. During that same generation, Xbox at the start of the generation pivoted to TV, to engagement, to not just focusing on gaming, but focusing on all aspects of entertainment. So TV, sports, a little, sprinkle a little bit of gaming in there, because at the start of the Xbox One generation, they had some pretty solid releases, and they also had timed exclusivity deals, because they had Dead Rising 3, they had Tomb Raider, they had Sunset Overdrive, they had I think I'm missing one or two games, but I'm sure y'all in the chat, y'all will remind me. But during that same generation, Xbox pivoted to something that was not focused 100% on gaming. It wasn't till middle or the end of last generation that Microsoft realized that they could not go forward with what they originally planned as hardcore as they wanted. Quantum Break, thank you, Arcade Gamer. Xbox went an entirely different route from what PlayStation and Nintendo were trying to do. PlayStation and Nintendo stuck to 100% about the gamer, 100% about the experience, 100% about locking down great games on our platform for you to play. Microsoft went an entirely different route. That is why we saw such a bad return, such a large decline for Xbox One last generation. That wasn't PlayStation's fault. That wasn't Nintendo's fault. That was only Xbox and Microsoft's fault. Because coming from the PlayStation 3 to 360 generation and going into the Xbox One generation, they had shit teed up. Because they had the marketing deals. They had Xbox under their thumb. They had everything teed up. They were the console known for multiplayer. They were the console known for shooters. They were the console known for sports games. They were known for that online quality experience, leaving out of the 360 generation and going into the Xbox One generation. As far as I'm concerned, Microsoft had a stronger, looking from PlayStation 3 360 generation and going into the PlayStation 4 Xbox One generation, if you were someone that was looking at the projection based off those two generations, and again, PlayStation put out some amazing games during the PS3 gen, but if we were looking at the social and online gaming aspect of things, you would have thought that Microsoft would have had last generation locked up, because it was already set in stone during the PS3 360 generation. But what happened? Xbox lost sight of the vision. Xbox lost sight of what it was that they should have kept doing in order to stay the path and continually grow and be able to keep up with Nintendo and PlayStation when it comes to the console sales, when it comes to people buying games, when it comes to games and franchises being synonymous with the Xbox brand. Microsoft did not do that. So because they did not do that last generation, they suffered tremendously. Tremendously. They suffered. So because they suffered like that, PlayStation and Nintendo have been lapping them since last generation. That is no one's fault but Microsoft. That's not PlayStation's fault for locking down, because what you'll hear people try to say or try to justify is, oh, well, PlayStation has been doing third-party marketing deals and keeping things away from Xbox, so this is payback. No, there is no payback. What's happening right now is business, right? Take your feelings out of it. ladies and gentlemen. Take your fucking feelings out of what is happening in this gaming industry right now. It's business at the end of the day. As much as I love Call of Duty, and y'all know I love my COD, as much as I love COD, I can look at this situation objectively. Yo, DBZ, what's good, man? I can look at this situation objectively and say, yo, this is business. This isn't payback for PlayStation for, oh,
You know, PlayStation got all these timed exclusivity deals. This is payback. This is payback.
you know, all the shit that people love to spew. And the reason why people push this type of rhetoric is because they want you to hate PlayStation as much as they do. They won't outright tell you, oh yeah, I hate PlayStation, but you look at their actions, you look at the things that they say, you look at the things that the propaganda and things like that they push. Yo, Karan Williams, what's up? Yo, Philip K, what's good? You look at the shit that they say and do. They want you to hate PlayStation as much as they do. PlayStation doing the business decisions that they did during the PlayStation 4 generation to pivot and pull themselves out of the rut that was the PS3 generation with all the negative things swirling that. It's a miracle that the PlayStation 4 is at almost 120 million consoles sold. Because they pivoted. They looked at the landscape of gaming, they looked at where gaming was going, and they looked at what the community could benefit from and how they can market that and monetize that to the community and to developers so that they can position themselves as being the go-to console for single player, for JRPGs, for fighting games, for online experiences, right? For cloud gaming, right? For the cat, because let's not go down that route. Cloud gaming has been a thing since PS3 generation with the Vita, ladies and gentlemen. And in terms of these service games, Gaikai has been a thing way before Xbox and all this other stuff. Now, granted, Xbox might have created their version of what a service the subscription service would be, right? Which, granted, they did the day and date, all that other shit that they do. And listen, that stuff is dope. Like, they doing what they do. They doing what they do or what they think might be best in order to pivot. But when it comes to what PlayStation and Nintendo were doing, they were focusing on the gamers. And when Microsoft realized that what they were doing was not enough, they had to open up the checkbook and start buying. They bought Obsidian. They bought Playground. They bought Undead Labs. They created the Initiative. They bought Rare. They bought somebody else. I forgot the other dev studio that they bought. But they bought Ninja Theory. They bought like 8 or 9 studios. And then fast forward to 2019 or 2020, I forget which year, they bought ZeniMax, an entire publisher. Then they opened the checkbook again and they bought Activision. And that's where we are now. Nothing that has happened from the PS3 and 360 generation to now is PlayStation's fault. Because at the end of the day, it's business. We cannot sit here and look at Microsoft buying Activision or Microsoft buying Bethesda and say, oh, well, that's just business. But then in the same breath, turn around and look at PlayStation and say, oh, well, this is payback for doing timed exclusives. That's anti-consumer. That's wrong. What? That doesn't even make sense. How is buying an entire publisher just business, but looking at timed exclusivity deals as being anti-consumer and wrong? And this is why I say, when you listen and really peel back what people are talking about when they speak in these spaces, when they speak on Twitter, when they speak on podcasts, when they're giving their thoughts and opinions on this stuff, it does not make sense. It's very disingenuous, it's very subjective, and it's a lot of half-truths. It's not about, oh yeah, we want to see Xbox do better. It's no, we want to see Xbox do better and PlayStation do worse. And you see it in their actions. And this is why these conversations that keep being had about Activision is not a true objective conversation, because we both cannot, you cannot sit down here and look at this acquisition and say this is great for gamers, but this is great, but this is great for gamers. You can't sit here and tell me that that Microsoft buying Activision or buying ZeniMax is great for gamers and great for the industry and great for Microsoft and great for Game Pass and great for the growth of gaming. But then look at PlayStation doing a timed exclusive deal for Final Fantasy 16, a timed exclusive deal for Hogwarts Legacy, timed exclusive content for COD, timed exclusive content for Final Fantasy 7, timed exclusive content for this game and that game and Forspoken and all these other games. You cannot look at these business deals that are happening and sit there and say, oh, well, that's wrong. That should not happen. That is anti-consumer. Cut it out. Cut the cap. Because you sound foolish. You sound foolish. You sound foolish. It don't make sense. But these are the conversations that keep happening. And there is a lot of revisionist history going on here. And I don't know if it's willful ignorance, which I think a lot of it is. Willful ignorance, just for the sake of wanting to spread misinformation to push their own narrative, propaganda, misinformation, or maybe you just did not know, or maybe you just forgot, which I highly doubt it. What is it? But these are the conversations that are being had. And let me get these super chats. Yo, Braxton Bow, man, appreciate my fault, guys. I went on a little mini rant just now, man. I was in the zone. I was in my element. Yo, Braxton Bow, man, appreciate you for the super chat. He says some of them blames PlayStation for what happened to Sega. No, you blame Sega for what happened to Sega, because yo, Sega put out like 6 different consoles in the span of like a 6-8 year period. What? Sega did not keep up with the times. PlayStation came in and locked down certain deals and was able to get shit done to make to set their console apart. Yo, man, listen, this ain't the playground, ladies and gentlemen. Business is very cutthroat. This is why you see Microsoft buying shit, because business is business. Business is very, like all this kumbaya, you know, oh, let's just be friends and hold hands across America bullshit. All this stuff that people keep trying to preach. That's not how business works, man. Business will eat you alive if you allow it. Because the same company that oh yeah, that's my buddy, man. And listen, what you do outside of work is different from what you doing inside of work. You know, you could be going out to dinner. You know, Phil Spencer and Jim Ryan, yo, listen, they could be going out to the fucking best restaurants, the Peter Luger's, and getting a big ass steak with some garlic mashed potatoes and some asparagus and some nice red wine every goddamn night after they clock out from their respective jobs. I don't care. No one cares. But once you clock back into work that next day, it's about what I can do to make PlayStation better. It's about what I can do to make Xbox better. Business does not have business does not see friends. There are no friends in business. It's what I can do to make this company better. That's it. That's it. But people think, because, you know, shout out to Phil Spencer. Phil Spencer, he talks a good game, man, as he should. He talks a good game. Oh yeah, you know, it's only about gamers playing everywhere. And yo, 297 Aua Gamer, what's good, man? Appreciate you subscribing to the channel. Enjoy your stay. Shout out to 297. Appreciate you. Shout out to the lurkers too, that's just lurking, listening. Appreciate y'all as well. But that's how business is. And the other side of that is, how many of you tolerate the people at your job? Why do you do that? Because it's business. Now, people at my job I work, I don't really care for. I think we all have people at our jobs that we don't care for. It's like, deal with it because it's business. That's just how it is. But here's the other side to this conversation as well, right? Because you have people who are, how do I say this? Okay, I got it. You have people who do not play. And listen, we've had this conversation before. We've had this conversation, right? But just to add the cherry on top of everything that we've been talking about so far, you have people who are trying to tell you that, and these are people who do not play COD. They do not play Call of Duty. They don't touch COD. They ain't played COD since PS3, Xbox 360, right? Trying to tell you how happy they are with this Activision acquisition, talking about Call of Duty and what's best for COD. Absolutely not. Pull up your credentials, sir, ma'am. Are you verifiable? That's the question. That is the question. Are you verifiable? And a lot of people don't like when you ask that question. A lot of people do not like when you ask that question. Are you verifiable? You know why? Because it's like holding up a mirror to their face and letting them see themselves. Are you verifiable? Because you have a lot of people speaking on COD. Oh, well, you know, this is what's best for COD. You know, a lot. And listen, I told you guys this before. I said this on numerous occasions, right? Because I know a lot of people said it. Listen, I'm gonna give Bari his flowers. Right? I'm gonna give Bari his flowers. I'm gonna give Sick his flowers, and I'm gonna give Thrash their flowers right now. Bari, Sick, and Thrash, when this news first hit of the Activision acquisition, everyone said, oh, they're not gonna, you know, even after the contractual agreements are over, they're not going to take Call of Duty off of PlayStation because they would lose too much money. And I said, maybe, but I wouldn't put it past them, because in these types of situations, we can't deal in absolutes. Right? But Bari said it, Sick said it, Thrash said it. I was on all three of their shows throughout the year, and we've had these conversations. And I stood by my convictions of maybe they do, maybe they will, maybe they won't. But we have concrete information that backs up that claim, right? Shout out to Charlie Intel for the intel. You get it? Charlie Intel for the intel. Where's the laugh? Where's the laugh one? Where's the laugh? There we go. no. You feel me? I can be funny sometimes. All right. Shout out to Charlie Intel for the intel. And, essentially, Amura, what's up, man? So, essentially, Microsoft has said, in reality, the reality is that the strategy of retaining Activision Blizzard's games by not distributing them in rival console shops would simply not be profitable for Microsoft. But I want the full. I know we gotta give the full details here, right? Shout out to Reset Era. So this information here also comes from the Brazilian government, what Microsoft submitted to them in regards to the acquisition. And the part that we want to read is, there's a lot here. We're going to go through a lot of it here, but I want to look for that part. The contract was probably stated would be content conventions, PlayStation. I should have had this queued up. My fault, guys. Attainable self space. Company fail. Also says that playing services gave us business model strategy. I should have had this queued up, man. My fault, guys. I was reading this the other day. I'm gonna read the whole quote of what they're saying. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. This is it right here. I'm gonna read this whole thing right here. So shout out to you, Carl, man. Appreciate you pulling up the BBLs of gaming. All right, so I just want to read this section here. So it says, finally, Microsoft says that regardless of how unusual Sony's criticism of content are, the reality is that the strategy of retaining Activision Blizzard games, not distributing them in rival console stores, would simply not be profitable for Microsoft, because such a strategy would only be profitable if Activision Blizzard's games were to be able to attract a sufficiently large number of gamers to the Xbox console ecosystem, and if Microsoft could earn enough revenue from the sales of games to offset the losses arising from non-distribution of such games on rival consoles. Microsoft says that the specific cost of exclusivity strategies and estimated lost sales means that Microsoft would not be able to make up for the losses of implementing such exclusivity. In summary, the hypothetical adoption of any content discontinuation strategy would not be profitable for Microsoft, and even if implemented, such strategies would not have any competitive impact, Microsoft says. That ending is a little funny, because it's like, if they implement it, it wouldn't be impact the competitive nature. But you know why I love that Microsoft said that, though? You know why I love that Microsoft said that, ladies and gentlemen? Because I love being right.
It shouldn't cost $70.
It looks like DLC.
I just want to have fun with my friends. I love being right. Because this is the narrative. So this is the narrative that people will try to spin. Before I even give you my thoughts on this thing, I want to tell you the narrative that people are going to try to spin. Because before, people were saying, oh, well, Microsoft is $1 trillion company, so they can foot the bill. Microsoft is $1 trillion company. They don't need PlayStation Call of Duty will be fine without PlayStation. Microsoft is a $1 trillion company. They don't need PlayStation to sell COD. COD going into Game Pass will be enough. That's what they told you for months in spaces on Twitter and podcasts. For months, people told you that Microsoft does not need PlayStation for the sustainability of Activision's games, and really its biggest game, which is COD, or one of its biggest games. I corrected myself. That's what they told you. That's what they told you.
Cut the cap.
They told you that COD will go into Game Pass, and they will sustain it through that and through there. That's what they told you.
Cut the cap.
Now here's the pivot. Here's how they pivot. After this information comes out with what Microsoft is like, because this is Microsoft saying that this isn't speculation. These are official legal documents given to Brazilian government. This is all factual. None of this is hearsay. None of this is what if. This is undisputed facts. These are the facts, ladies and gentlemen. These are the facts. Here's how they will pivot. And I want you to be prepared. And it's probably already happened. Here's how people are going to pivot. And when I say people, I mean a lot of the Xbox zealots, right? Here's how they'll pivot. They will now switch their argument from, oh yeah, well, let me do the voice. Oh, gaming politician, we need you.
Oh yeah. So, reading this news is quite sad. But see, this is why Microsoft is doing this. Microsoft is doing this because they know that PlayStation gamers buy games. They know that PlayStation gamers are dumb enough to keep buying $70 games. So, of course, Microsoft is going to keep the game on PlayStation because, you guys are just going to keep buying the game anyway and getting ripped off. While on Xbox, we're going to be getting the game day and date in Game Pass, so we're going to be getting the better deal.
No.
That's how they pivot. That's the pivot. That is where things are going to shift now. It's not going to be about, oh, Microsoft doesn't need PlayStation to keep Game Pass active. To keep Call of Duty alive. Once COD goes into Game Pass, everybody's going to funnel there. They're not going to use that. They're not going to use those talking points anymore. That's out the window, guys. If someone is still using that talking point, they ain't keeping up with the news. The new talking point is going to be exactly what the gaming politician just said. Oh, PlayStation gamers are stupid and buy $70 games, so that's where they're keeping it over there. That is going to be the new talking point. That's the new talking point. And be ready. If you're in these spaces or watching debates and things like that, that's going to be the new talking point. Oh, well, yeah, they would be stupid to take it off of PlayStation because PlayStation gamers are buying $70 games. They getting ripped off. They getting ripped off buying $60 and $70 games. So Microsoft, they're going to make even more money now because PlayStation gamers are dumb and going to buy the games and they're going to do this and do that. And oh, yeah, they're going to keep giving Microsoft money. So, we gets the money. Shout out to Barry. Yeah, that's what they're going to do. And here's my rebuttal to that. No. It's staying on PlayStation because PlayStation makes up for over 50% of the console market.
Cut the cap. Cut the cap. Cut the cap. Cut the cap. Cut the cap.
Majority of the online communities in these multiplayer games are on PlayStation.
Cut the cap. Cut the cap. Cut the cut the cap.
Microsoft would be a fool to pull Call of Duty, which is raking in billions, thanks to PlayStation, raking in billions year over year from PlayStation, and have to substitute that money lost with something else.
Cut the cap. Cut the cap. Cut the cap.
That's all it is to it. And listen, that's not,
Oh, Persona, you're being a fanboy. Persona, you don't know what you're talking about. You're being...
you know why this is so funny? You know why I love when these companies say the things that I say, well, not me. Shout out to Bari. This is Bari, Sick, and Thrash. But you know, now I'm jumping on the bandwagon. I'm saying it too, right? But shout out to Bari, Sick, and Thrash. They're the ones that kind of brought this up. But I'm saying it too now. I'm jumping on the bandwagon, guys. So you know why? I love when companies say the shit that you know, say things like this, because you can't, like, they can't use the usual tropes of, oh, you're a fanboy, Persona.
Well, Persona, you know, you're a fanboy, man. So, of course, you're going to think that, you know, PlayStation is the best. And you're going to think, you know, PlayStation has the best library. And, you know, you're going to think that, well, you know, you think PlayStation's the best. You're a fanboy, Persona. That's all you are. You know, you're just a fanboy. So, of course, we don't have to listen to what you have to say, Persona, because you're just a fanboy.
They can't use that argument because this is their own company telling them what it is. It's not me. It's your company, your Lord and Savior, Philip Bartholomew J. Spencer. It's telling you what it is. Call of Duty would not be profitable without PlayStation, so it's staying where it is after the contractual agreements. Xbox Zealots, you better get on the phone with the FTC.
Hello, FTC. Hello, FTC.
But wait. Isn't this great for gamers? Because what did Phil Spencer say, ladies and gentlemen? Say it with me, ladies and gentlemen. What did Phil Spencer say? What is Phil Spencer's favorite line, ladies and gentlemen? Say it with me. 1, 2, 3. When everybody plays, we all win.
But this is great. But this is great for gamers. But this is great for gamers.
When everybody plays, we all win.
But this is great for gamers. But this is great for gamers.
Wait, I'm sorry.
But this is great for gamers.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Whew. Okay. All right. Calm down, Persona. We doing a show. All right. But you know, that's what it is. That's what it is. And listen, I'm not saying this. This is what Phil Spencer is telling us. That's what Phil Spencer is telling us. So I mean, what do you want me to do? I'm not being a fan. Ain't no fanboy stuff here. Phil Spencer is telling us what it is. You can't be mad at him. You just can't be mad at him, man. There is no being mad at Phil Spencer. Because, you know, you can't. That's Philip Bartholomew J. Spencer. Can't be mad at that man. He doing business. When everybody plays, we all win, ladies and gentlemen. Remember that. I didn't say that. I didn't coin that term. Philip Bartholomew J. Spencer coined that term. So it is what it is. But be prepared, man. Be prepared, because now they're gonna flip the script. That's just what it's gonna be. They're gonna flip the script. You're gonna get into spaces. You're gonna hear people start talking about, well, you know, PlayStation fans are stupid because they spend $70 on games, so they're so dumb instead of having things go day and date in a service. So that's why fake Microsoft is keeping it on PlayStation, because PlayStation fans are dumb. Just be prepared to hear that shit, because that's all you're gonna hear. You're not gonna hear any sound. You're not going to hear any sound, logical, objective conversations being had. It's going to be a lot of my truth, misinformation, redirects, a lot of things that don't pertain to the actual conversation. Is more so people letting their fanboyism seep out and not being able to have a constructive conversation. So remember that. PBJ Spencer, absolutely. I used to call him that back in the day. Philip Bartholomew J. Spencer. Aw, chill, JFK. Nah. Not like that. Oh man. But yeah, you know, that's really all it is, man. Right? That's really all it is. You know, yo, Rala, what's good, man? Shout out to yo JFK, what's good? Shout out to yo D33, what's good, man? Appreciate all y'all pulling up, man. Appreciate y'all. Yo Viper, man, appreciate you for the super chat. He says, know your gaming history and do your goddamn research. People speak without double checking to make sure. Oops, sorry about the siren. Hold on, guys. God, I can't wait to get out of New York. People speak without double checking to make sure. Yeah, Viper, that's the whole thing, man. You know what's crazy? Yo, Cooper, what's good, man? You know what's so crazy? All this stuff could be avoided if you just did a bit of research. Yo, Sinister, what's good, man? All this stuff can be avoided if you just do a bit of research, man. Like, Google is, like, there's so much information on the internet. Like, so much information on the internet. Like, it would prevent you from looking foolish. But see, that's the thing. People don't want to do their research, because if they do their research, they'll realize that their argument really is stupid. It really is foolish. It really is fanboyish or very zealot and fueled. And they don't want to look in the mirror and look at themselves. They'll realize that they have to really sit, look in the mirror, look at themselves and realize, damn, I really am a zealot. Damn, I really am a fanboy. Damn, I really do hate PlayStation. That's what they would realize. And they don't want to come to that realization because they believe that what they're doing is righteous. What they think, what they are doing is what's great for gamers.
But this is great for gamers.
What's great for the people. I only have one question. Who the hell elected you as leader of the people? As King Nerd? As the gaming politician? Who the hell elected you to be that? I don't remember signing any ballot or checking off any ballot and putting it in a ballot box. Do you? I don't remember that. Carlos, appreciate you so much for the super chat, sir. He says, Xbox influencers need to stay in their lanes with their fake positivity. Nobody asked them to speak for gamers. I mean, you know,
they're an anomaly. But this is great for but this is great for gamers.
I mean, you know, I am in agreement with you, Carlos, but I think, Jesus, another one? Is he circling the block? So rude. You know I'm doing a podcast, Mr. Ambulance, at the ambulance. I'm doing a podcast. Stop being rude. So rude. Jesus. I'll be glad when summertime is over, because this shit only happens in the summer. And you know, in New York, you know, summertime, people getting shot and fights and all this other craziness that's going on. Wintertime, fall time, wintertime, it's so quiet. The ambulance, the police siren, all that stuff ain't outside. It's not a police car. It's ambulance. Cause I think they use it's the hospital route. So the ambulance take the quickest route to the hospital. The ambulance, but that stuff don't happen as much during the winter. Cause it's just like, wintertime, everybody in the crib, nice warm toasty crib. You feel me? Got some hot cocoa cooking on the stove or some tea, right? You chilling, under the covers with your socks on and you just chilling. Everybody in the house just chilling, playing games, watching movies, taking a nap. But summertime, everybody outside and all the foolishness that be going on. But yeah, guys. That is there something? I think there was something else I wanted to say. Oh yeah, listen, this COD beta. Oh, speaking of COD, all this talking about COD, listen. Somebody, I don't want to say his name. I won't tell. I'll keep him anonymous because because quite a few people reach out to me and donate. They donate giveaways for the channel and whatnot. So I'm actually going to do this Saturday. We'll do this on WUPS on Saturday with me and Bari. But somebody in the community donated a Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 beta code, right? So you'll be able to play if you didn't pre-order Call of Duty, you'll be able to play the beta even at the same time as the people who pre-ordered COD. So you'll be able to play. So they donated a beta code, man. So we'll do a giveaway. I'll give it away on Saturday. But shout out to that person in the community that donated a beta code, man. Appreciate you for that, man. It's a lot of great people out here in the community, man. It's a lot of awesome, great people. So we'll do that giveaway Saturday. I'll make sure I let Bari know that we'll do that. Yeah, quite a few people. I know someone had donated. They just cash at me some money, say, yo, Persona, do a giveaway for Father's Day. It's like, all right. There's somebody donated for a Stray giveaway. People, there's a lot of awesome people in this community that reach out to me to do giveaways and stuff on the channels. So I really do appreciate everybody that rocks out and supports your boy and does the giveaways with me and sponsors giveaways and stuff like that. It really means a lot, man. Shout out to y'all. But yeah, I think that's all I really want to talk about. Listen, Cult of the Lamb came out today. I'm gonna play that tonight. I'm probably gonna play some COD too, man. Man, I've been on a real COD. It's crazy. This always happens this time of year, man. Because Call of Duty is closing in. It's coming in October, but I want to be COD ready, right? Plus the beta's happening next month, so I'm super hard. I've been super hardcore on COD, and I've been playing Sword and Fairy. Yeah, I know you've been playing that Soldier, sick. I'm gonna play that at probably some point, probably during Christmas time or something. It's just so many games, man. So many games. But I haven't played Xenoblade Chronicles 3 in a couple days. It's been a few days. So I'm probably gonna give that some love this weekend as well, or probably tomorrow or Saturday or something. I'm gonna play that. So yeah, that Xenoblade, I'm gonna play that this weekend. I do want to try this Cult of the Lamb tonight, so I'm definitely gonna play Cult of the Lamb. Get a couple COD matches in. Sword and Fairy. I'm kind of slow burning Sword and Fairy, to be honest with you. Just because, listen, I know my impressions. Sword and Fairy is a great game. Don't get it twisted, right? I'm not saying that the game is terrible. I just think that with Sword and Fairy, there's too many low points in the game. So what I mean by that is there's a lot of they'll have a really, really high point, really, really up over the top, high moments in the game. And then there's 30 minutes of just downtime of just reading, talking. It's come on, man. We talking a little too much now. So that's probably my only gripe with it, honestly. But the combat, the story, I'm intrigued by all of it. It's just the low points. There's too many low points in the game. You know, I think they need to shorten that up. And I'm on like chapter 12. You know, I'm pretty deep into the game. And it's like, you know, when the low points hit, I'm like, come on. These low points, man, that's too much. But yo, I'm also going to be doing a reaction video tomorrow. It's going to be up on the channel. I'm going to be doing a reaction video to the new Gotham Knights news that came out today. So IGN dropped their the world building for Gotham City. And so the developers were speaking on, you know, how they pretty much brought the history of Gotham to their version of Gotham City, and how they built it. They showed off the map. They showed off some of the key points in the world, on the map and in the world. Hey, listen, man, this was a great presentation. I'm gonna talk about it tomorrow. I don't want to get too ahead, but this was a great presentation. I really enjoyed this, and this definitely got my hype that much higher, especially coming off of the Batgirl gameplay. Although I did like the Batgirl gameplay, I did have certain gripes here and there, but overall I did think that the Batgirl gameplay did look great, and it got me excited. I know Batgirl's going to be my main, as well as Nightwing. But seeing, you know, I'm glad that they actually showed off the world of Gotham City and Gotham Knights, right? Like that's something that I think is very important as well. And I think with this video that they showed, I think they did a great job of conveying just what you'll be doing in the world, and the importance of the world building. I think it looks great too. Like the world, I think looks good. But I'm gonna do a live reaction tomorrow. I'm gonna do a live reaction tomorrow to that. Or I'm gonna do not live react, but I'm gonna do my reaction video and post that on the channel. So that'll be tomorrow. I'll talk about it tomorrow, and we'll watch it and all that good stuff, right? But listen, Saturday morning, 11 a.m. What's Up PlayStation Podcast, me and Bari, episode 94. Do not miss that. That's gonna be a great show. It's gonna be a lot of good topics, a lot of good conversations, some good news. And I think we'll probably give our impressions of Cult of the Lamb. At least I will. If Bari, I don't know if Bari's gonna play it tonight or tomorrow or whatever. But I'm pretty sure it'll probably be in my spotlight, and we'll talk about it. I'm pretty sure. But listen, guys, I appreciate all of you. Shout out to the lurkers, shout out to the subscribers, shout out to the members. Just shout out to everybody here, man. Round of applause for everybody in the chat. I do hope you enjoyed the content. I do hope you enjoyed the conversation. It was a great conversation. Listen, at the end of the day, regardless if you do enjoy Call of Duty or you don't enjoy Call of Duty, or you don't care about this acquisition or you do, just be genuine, right? Don't be disingenuous, regardless of the console that you prefer, right? I prefer PlayStation, but even me as someone that prefers PlayStation, I can objectively look at this situation and say, yo, this is a power move by Microsoft. And I've been saying that since day one. That's the funny thing. I've always maintained the stance that what Microsoft did with acquiring Activision is a power move. Now, again, with me being such a big Call of Duty fan, you know, not knowing if it would or would not be on COD. I mean, listen, I own everything anyway. I don't really lead with that because I feel like people who lead with that stuff are casual as fuck and don't really know shit about gaming. But I own anything, so regardless of where COD goes, I would be there anyway. So, you know, I'm not really sweating too much about that. But I do think, looking at this objectively, as a PlayStation fan, I do think that it is a power move, man. You feel me? So, you know, but it's just the very disingenuous takes and conversations that people are trying to have that it's just disgusting, especially when you're not really trying to have the conversation. You're just trying to push rhetoric and misinformation. And y'all know how I feel about misinformation, right? Give your listeners and give your readers or whoever, give them the full story and allow them to make their own, come to their own educated conclusion. You feel me? But listen, shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Please enjoy your evening. Be safe. I will see you on Saturday on WUPS. If you haven't already, subscribe to that YouTube channel, What's Up PlayStation Podcast, a podcast for the community, by the community. The link to that is in the description. Also, if you enjoy the content, you want to see your boy grow, definitely subscribe if you haven't already. And if you have subscribed but you want to support even further, you can definitely become a member on the channel. Join the Warriors. The link to that is in the description. Not mandatory, but it's always appreciated. You already know. And like I said, shout out to the super chats, shout out to the members, shout out to the subscribers, shout out to the lurkers, shout out to everybody. I appreciate y'all. And it's been your boy Persona, and I'm out. Peace.